Hey everyone, welcome back to Bill's Retro Gaming Show, and on today's video we're going to take a look at the new Gold Edition iiRcade machines. These are the machines that iiRcade first teased back at CES earlier this year, and this Friday they finally took the wrappings off and showed us what the actual cabinets are going to look like, gave us more information, gave us pricing, gave us tentative release times, gave us specs, all kinds of good stuff. So let's get started and let's take a look. And if you go to the iiRcade site right now, you will be greeted on their splash page with the new Gold Edition machines. And what you can see here is we have an updated Dragon's Lair cab. Very similar artwork to the current Dragon's Lair, but in their new Gold Edition form factor, which we'll get more into. We have a Dead Cells themed one, which was the first one that they really kind of showed off and was the one that they had promised right away was going to be one of the main skins. We have the Double Dragon cab, which is really their black edition, or in this case I guess black gold edition. It is a all black cab that comes with stickers that you can put on to turn it into a Double Dragon cab, or you can go out and get your own artwork for it and basically make it any cab you want it to be. And then finally, the surprise cab that they released, that they announced, I should say, was the Space Invaders cab. And this has such a great look to it, very, very reminiscent of the original Space Invaders arcade machine, and definitely the one that I'm most excited about. So let's look a little further, shall we? So let's start here, and this is the official video announcement that they played on Friday to announce the new cabs. Completely redesigned, JBL sound. Yep, here's another look at the new styles. They're really hyping up the online gameplay, which is actually going to effect next Friday. And of course leaderboards, which is something they've had for a while on some of their games. And man, those cabs just look really, really nice, I have to admit. Yep, hyping up the fact that they have both modern and retro games on there, which is really exciting. There's that Space Invaders game. We'll get more into that in a minute. So guys, there you go. That was the intro video that they played on Friday when they did the release announcement. And I will have a link in this video to their full hour and a half, I think it was, release announcement where they went through all the details. They answered some questions, different things. So definitely check that out. But before I get into any more, let me show you one other video that has been posted onto their Facebook page. And it just gives a slightly better look at the cabinets themselves. All right, here again we see the four cabs. Sorry, the quality might be a little low on this. This is off of Facebook. But there's that Space Invaders, there's the Double Dragon. The Dead Cells one, which I have to say the artwork on that Dead Cells, even though it's a modern game and not like a real arcade game, it's just got a great look to it. So there you go. That's some of the videos that they've released. I'm going to show some of the machines in a minute. I want to look at some of the specs that they've released and just kind of talk about the changes between the original iiRcades and these Gold Edition arcades and what they have changed and what their plans are going forward. So let's kind of dive right into the official website. All right, so here we are back at the iiRcade website. And again, here are the four machines. And if you go up to Shop Consoles right now, you can look at the original editions or the Gold Edition. So let's take a quick look at the Gold Editions. And here they are. Here are the four announced right now. You have the Dead Cells one, the Double Dragon cab, the Dragon's Lair cab, and the Space Invaders cab. And of course they have announced pricing. Pricing is $9.99, but during the pre-order you'll be able to get them $200 off at $7.99. The pre-order runs from now until May 8th, so you have a month to jump on this at the lower price. And let's just take a quick look at each of the machines. All right, so let's start with the Dead Cells one because they made a really big deal about the artwork on this, and the artwork is definitely gorgeous. One of the things they were talking about was how the artwork flows from the side panel to the front and then over to the other side panels. And I'll kind of scroll through this and give you an idea of that. And you can kind of see here, oops, here we go. You can kind of see here the side panel art, how it just flows right into the front panel. And then here's a look at that front panel again. Yep, so side art into the front panel. And this is going to kind of scroll around the back this way. But then into, from the front panel into the other side here, it's like it's one continuous piece of artwork. And it's just really, really gorgeous. And I think they did a phenomenal job with this one. Again, not an arcade machine. This is, Dead Cells is obviously a modern game. So this is not based on an actual arcade machine. But just the look of it, if you're into modern games, if you're into Dead Cells, if you just want a really gorgeous piece in your house, this is definitely one to look at. And then, of course, here is the Marquee. And one change that they have made with the Gold Edition from the originals is that the marquees are all light up marquees. Not only that, but apparently they will be software controls. So from the menu, you will have the ability to turn them off and on. They are not going to just be always on when the cab turns on like other machines do. And here's a really good look at the control panel. Now the control panel for all of these Gold Editions are going to be the same, other than obviously the artwork on them, but the layout for all of them will be the same. So let's take a quick look here at what you get. And a lot of this is going to be very similar if you already own or have seen the standard iiRcade machines, the originals, I should say. So you're going to get your 3.5mm jack right here so you can plug in headphones. You have your menu pause button. You got volume up and down. You got your coin button and your player 1 and player 2 starts. And you've got your power and sleep on, and this little LED ring will light up. I guess it lights up when the power is on it. I believe that's the same again as the original iiRcade. You've got your 6-button layout, and you've got your joystick. Now the difference from the originals to this one is that they have decided to go with a bat top joystick as opposed to a ball top joystick on these. And one of the things that they did say during their introduction was that these are Sanwa compatible joysticks and buttons. They are not Sanwa joystick buttons. I guess they decided after doing some playtests that they, for whatever reason, they liked these better, that these seem to work better. I guess we will have to wait and see once these are released and people get a chance to try them out. But I'm going to talk more about the controls and some other changes they've made that make a difference here as well. So let's just spend a little time and go through some of the others real quick. And let's take a look at the Double Dragon Edition. Now again, this is really what they're calling the Black Edition, which means all of this artwork that you see, this is all vinyl stickers. The cab is going to come all black. These are vinyl stickers that you're going to be able to put on yourself to make it a Double Dragon cab. Or, if you would prefer, you can go to, I guess, any number of retailers out there. There's probably going, I guarantee there are going to be people who are going to take advantage of this, just like they did with the original iiRcade Black, and make vinyl stickers that you can put on these machines to turn it into any number of cabs that you want, whether it's an arcade specific or whether it's just something with some really cool artwork on it. There's probably a number of ways that you can go with this. And I didn't really show this, but here's a look at the back of it. And again, it's going to have a very similar style to the original, where you're going to have the bar top sit on a pedestal. But the difference here is that this one is much taller. This is going to be 64 inches when it's all assembled together. And you can kind of see that here. If I zoom in a little, you can see here that this is the bar top part here resting on top of the pedestal. You can see the line right there. Well, one other thing too is this, again, come on you, the Marquee with this one lights up just like all the others. But again, because this is the black version, it is going to come not only with this Double Dragon Marquee, but with a plain empty Marquee as well, so that again you can get your own artwork and put it on there to make it your own cab. And while I'm at it here, you can kind of see here you've got the speakers here. They're not as exposed with the little grates on them as they were on the original. They're behind this piece here, but they've got the Sound by JBL badge on them. Okay, and here's a look at the Dragon's Lair cab. What's nice about this is it's a very similar look to the original Dragon's Lair cab that they did, just in this new gold form factor. And yeah, just scrolling around again, you can see the artwork looks so similar. And of course, the difference being that this has the light up marquee that the original did not. Finally, this is my favorite one, and this is the one I gotta say that I am leaning towards, and this is the Space Invaders one. What a great looking cab. I mean, so reminiscent of the original. This side artwork really, really compares to the original. I mean, obviously they did take a few liberties. They've got the Space Invaders marquee on this, again, lights up. You got the Taito badge, which is really nice on there. You know, you've got the front with this, you know, Space Invaders screen looking part here. Looks really, really great. I do happen to like that a lot. Again, it may not be 100% arcade accurate, but it really is reminiscent of it. It feels like it without being beholden to it, if I could put it that way. And I do kind of like it. Okay, guys, let's take a minute and let's just talk about specs. Let's talk about what this comes with and try to compare it to the original a little bit. Now, this was part of the presentation on Friday. I took a quick screen capture of the specifications because I wanted to go over them with you guys. And here is what each machine is going to come with. You're going to get a 19-inch monitor. You're going to get a Sound by JBL 100-watt powered amplifier, DAC for high-quality audio, 112 decibel. So actually, the speakers themselves are very similar to the speakers that are in the original iiRcade. What's different is this Sound by JBL. That's not a change to the speakers themselves. That is actually software that helps bring clarity, bring bass boost, just make the sound a lot better without actually having to change out the hardware. So that's really cool how they've been able to do that, and I'm really curious to hear what it sounds like. Heard a little again in their announcement on Friday, but until you have one face-to-face that you're listening to, there's no really way to know exactly how good they're going to sound, but I'm very curious to hear how those are going to sound. Again, a lot of this is similar to the original. It's 1.8 gigahertz hexacore, 800 megahertz max core quad, 4 gigabytes of RAM. The first round of gold editions that they're putting out right now are going to be 128 gig storage. So right up there with the top tier of the original arcades. So again, if you know that price, $1,000 or whatever, seems like a lot. Yeah, but it really is only about $200 over what the originals are. I know you can get the original right now. You can get the Dragon's Lair one, the original one, for $600. They even said that the price was supposed to go back up to $800, and they just kind of made a mistake and never did it. So they're leaving it at that. So right now, with the deal they're having at for the pre-order, these are only $200 above what the originals are selling for right now. So back to the controls, you get two 8-way premium Sanwa style bat top joysticks and 19 premium Sanwa style buttons. So they are not Sanwa, but they are Sanwa-like, if you want to put it that way. Now, let me stop here for 1 second because I do want to talk about one thing that they've done differently with this versus the other one. And again, any of you who own an original iiRcade, you can tell me if I'm right, tell me if I'm wrong. But this is my understanding from looking at these things. And again, if I'm getting this wrong, feel free to let me know. But my understanding is that most of the guts of the machine are in the control panel itself, in the original. All right, so trying to get in and update the controls on the iiRcade not only becomes a bear, but I believe there's some warranty issues with trying to do that. They have moved a lot of the guts of the machine to back behind the monitor. And so all you get in the control panel here are the controls themselves, meaning it should be a lot easier to crack this open and change these. So if you don't like them, you can change them out. Maybe you want to put light up buttons or whatever. Maybe you want to put real Sanwa in here. The fact that they're Sanwa compatible might make it easier to just swap out these for a real Sanwa if that's what you want to do. And it will not void the warranty on this machine, which is nice. So you will be able to change, to swap out these controls probably a lot easier than you can on the original, if that's something that you want to do. I know a lot of people, even if they like the buttons, maybe they want to put some LED buttons on it instead because they just like the way those look. So you should be able to do that on these with a lot more ease without worrying about, you know, what that's going to do to your warranty on the machine and things like that. So something to keep in mind with this too that's different. They've gone to Wi-Fi 5 on this, and they've added an Ethernet port. Again, since their big focus right now is on online play, having an Ethernet port in this is going to be a big deal for those of you who have your machines in a place where, you know, you've got an Ethernet hub or something, you want to plug these in, or you know, whatever. That is going to make online play a little better than just running off of Wi-Fi, depending on your area, depending on how strong your Wi-Fi signal is. And also having that as an option, really great, really good that they did that. Again, they've got Bluetooth 4.2 in it. You've got a 35mm wired headset or Bluetooth wireless headset that you can do. They've got again, HDMI outlet, just like the original, 3.5mm line out, which should make this nicer, or I should say easier, to add your own speakers if you want. If you want to add, you know, and you want to swap out the speakers or plug this into a stereo and run it out that way, you could do that with this probably a lot easier. And again, Arcade OS based on Android, optimized for gaming. Again, the guts of this machine really aren't any different from the original in terms of power, right? It's the same basic CPU. It's the same basic OS. None of that is really changing in this one. And again, the light up marquee, which is menu controlled on and off, and premium MDF, whatever that means. I don't know if these panels are going to be thicker, stronger than the original. Not sure. But hey, those are the specs. So guys, what do you think so far? I mean, I gotta say, I think they look fantastic. I'm really excited for these new machines to come out. Now, a couple of other things that really quick that I just want to mention. Now, again, these are on pre-order right now. So from the day that they announced it, April 8th through May 8th, you will be able to pre-order these at $200 off. They also added in some other premium stuff, which I gotta admit, by the time that this video is going out, because I just needed a little time to put it together, I should say it's probably a little too late to cash in on some of the extras that were occurring during the pre-order time. And that is that, like, you know, the first 100 people who ordered, they were going to get a free t-shirt. The first 100 people that ordered, one person was randomly going to get a golden ticket, a Willy Wonka style golden ticket, which was going to give them a free trip to Chicago, a free trip to iiRcade to see the machines, to visit where, you know, where they do a lot of their work and whatever. Again, by the time that this goes out, that's probably long gone. I'm sure that they have sold 100 by that point. Sorry, it just, you know, it's the nature of the beast. It just took me a couple of days before I could get a chance to sit down and record this video, so I apologize for that. But hopefully you've already seen some information from other people and you already knew about that. If you were really interested in these machines, maybe you've ordered one already. But moving back to the whole pre-order time. So again, right now they are in pre-order, and they are expecting these to start shipping sometime in June. Now, again, they've been very honest and open about time frames. You know, there are certain things. They are finalizing some different things on the machines. They are going through certifications to make sure that they play the way that they say they're going to play, that there are no safety issues. I mean, you know, let's face it, you don't want to plug one of these things in and start a fire. So they got to go through all these safety regulations and stuff and get certified. They're going through all of that. Of course, a lot of this is manufactured in Korea. So shipping things from Korea to the US has been a real problem lately. And, you know, they're hoping that by the June-July timeframe that things are going to start to clear up. I think they're already starting to see things get a little bit better. So they're hoping by summer it's going to be just even better. So there is that possibility that the ship dates could slip. But right now they are really targeting and they are really working hard for June. At least that's what they are saying. So again, these could be by early to mid-June. These could be in people's homes. You know, I am really hoping to order one. I'm leaning towards that Space Invaders one. So if I do go for it, if I do get it, I will be putting a review up 100% on it. And let me talk about that for just a second too, with the Dead Cells and the Space Invaders. So their main cabinets come with, I think it's either 11 or 12 games built in, all right? But if you buy the Dead Cells one, you will get a free code to download the Dead Cells game. It's a they said it's a Dead Cells cab. We're not going to sell you a Dead Cells cab and not give you the game as part of it. So you will get a free game with that cab. Same thing with Space Invaders. If you buy the Space Invaders cab, they will give you a free download code for Space Invaders. Now, Space Invaders is not available yet from iiRcade. They are still working out all of the licenses, the programming, everything with Taito to make sure that they can get it. Now, they have said they are 100% confident it's going to be on the machine, that they would not have taken the time to make a Space Invaders themed cab if they weren't 100% positive that they were going to have Space Invaders. The only thing they're not sure of exactly is when the game will be available. So if it's available before the cab comes out, you will get the code, you will be able to download it day one, you will have it on the cab. If it launches after the cab, you will still get a code for it, and the day it becomes available, you will be able to download it and have it on the cab. So keep that in mind. If you order either the Dead Cells or the Space Invaders, you are getting an extra game with those cabs. So yeah, that's it. I believe I've covered just about everything I think there is to cover on these gold editions. What do you think? Are you excited for them? Are you interested in getting one? Do you own an iiRcade and now you want to upgrade to these new ones? Maybe you're going to sell off your original and get one of these instead. Do you not own one and we're waiting for these before making a decision like I was? Now that I've seen this, I think I made the right decision waiting, and I'm definitely interested in getting one of these over the other ones, especially at only a couple $100 above what the original was. To me, it does seem worth it for the extras that you get. So I am kind of excited about that, and I'm hoping to pull the trigger on it soon. But again, let me know in the comments if you are interested in these. Or if you have no interest at all in iiRcade and just wanted to see what all the fuss was about. If so, thank you for watching the video anyway. I appreciate it. As always, if you are subscribed to the channel, thank you very much. I do appreciate that as well. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that little subscription button. Click the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I put out a new video, and give this one a thumbs up before you leave, all right? But that's it for this video. I will see you again real soon in the future, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.